Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing mine and baby Georgia's 3-month update. So Georgia, this is the first time she's seen the ring light that I got for Christmas and first time I'm filming on it, so let's see how it goes. I'm actually just noticing that this is kind of reflecting my glasses. Maybe I'll take those off. All right, so Georgia is 3.5 months old now, and the last update that I had done was my 6-week postpartum update. So that shortly after that update, like about a week after it actually, my husband ended up catching COVID, and downhill went November basically. It was quite the experience. I was basically experiencing what it's like to be a single mother because he couldn't help me with her like whatsoever. He was isolated in a den for basically 3 weeks, and luckily I had my mother-in-law. Here we go. Luckily I had my mother-in-law that lives downstairs. She was able to help, but you know, I can't leave her there like all the time. So I would leave her down maybe like twice a day. So at some point earlier in the day and then like in the evening after dinner, or so I could have a shower. And it was a lot of difficult days. Like there was one day where it was like 1:30 in the afternoon and I still hadn't like gotten dressed yet, and I was like in tears, and I took her down to my mother-in-law because I was like, please, I can't like even get dressed today. And because she was 2 months old at that point, it was just very challenging because like, you know, he couldn't help me at all. So for making lunch, dinner, whatever, that was all on me. And I was basically just trying to like survive in that moment. Luckily, neither me nor my mother-in-law nor Georgia ever caught the virus. So, we did have to get tested for like, I think it was after 10 days after my husband had first got his positive, and luckily we were negative. But, you know, wearing masks in the house and everything, especially because like I didn't know if I was positive. We didn't really want to pass it on to Georgia if we caught it. Anyway, so that lasted 3 weeks, and basically about a week into my husband having COVID, Georgia actually slept through the night and has since then. So she was like, I had written it down on my phone as like a note that it was at 7 weeks and 6 days old that she slept through the night officially. I couldn't even believe it. Like I woke up at I think like 7 something in the morning, and I was like, oh my god, she slept through the night. And so that was exciting, and she really loves sleeping actually, which is great. Sometimes she'll have days where she just will not nap, like barely anything. If she does, it's like a catnip. But then she has other days where she sleeps all the time. Yesterday she slept like a lot, and she also just wanted to be like on the koala carrier, which is like those, just a carrier, but the brand they have is Koala Cuddle Band. Loves that, stays in it all the time. But now she's like heavy, and when I've taken her to her 3-month appointment at the pediatrician, she was weighing, I think in pounds, I think it was like 11.5 pounds, but in kilograms it was like 5 kilograms and I think 280 grams. So now I'm sure she's a bit higher than that, but she actually hadn't been eating very much because she caught a cold just after on Boxing Day actually. Unfortunately, it was because I had taken her to see a friend, because I haven't been able to see any friends because of the virus, or to go out with her really. And unfortunately, so my friend had said, here, maybe you should come a different day because my daughter, oops, has caught a cold, and I had a poinsettia to bring her, and I said, I need to drop you off this gift for Christmas. But I said, I won't come in. I'll drop it off, and then I'll go back down and we can like chat online. But then she invited me in for tea, and we kept very, very far apart, both for, you know, virus precautions, and then also because of the cold, even though they didn't have the virus, they'd been checked. But unfortunately, she did catch the cold. It was a very light cold though. Like she had like a stuffed nose and a bit of a cough, but it went away quickly, and she was in pretty much good humor also, like when she had it. But I felt so guilty because it was like completely my fault that she caught a cold. And I was like, great, the first time I ever take her out to meet anyone, she catches a cold. Anyway, now that actually made her kind of decrease her appetite for a while, actually, a couple weeks. I would say she finally was drinking 200 milliliters again, like all day yesterday, except for one meal. But she was decreasing because she should be having 5 200 milliliter bottles a day right now. But she had been having like more often 4 and like less than 200. But I think it was the cold. So I don't really think she's actually gone that much over 5 kilograms and 300 grams that she was before. Maybe a little bit over, but I don't think that much, because she kind of was doing a bit of a diet there while she was with her cold. And I hope that I'm like tilting my head enough here so like there's no reflection, because I am like really blind. I tried to take off my glasses, but I couldn't see my paper of my notes. So trying to like lower here, just figuring out how to use this ring light too. Giorgia? Then some other notes, when she was 2 months old on November the 18th. Uh-oh. Hey, alright. You maybe not like the light. Is that bugging you? Maybe. She actually looked at herself in the mirror for a few minutes and observed what she could see in it. So herself, me, that was exciting. She does smile at herself in the mirror, but I honestly don't really think that she realizes that it's her, because I think that's too early. But she probably thinks it's like a nice looking, friendly looking baby in the mirror. I don't know, but I've read that they probably don't like recognize themselves in the mirror at this point. And so she's been, she's been angry actually. Are you angry? Do you not like the light? Do you not like the, here. She's been getting consistently more observant and chatty. She'll kind of, you know, do baby talk and like ga, ah, and all those kind of like single syllables. And she's been getting more interested in toys. If we put her in the lounge chair, she loves to chat. Her toys, she's started to be more interested in like those crinkly books and like the squeaky toys and the rattles, and she'll like watch them. And she absolutely loves her Fisher-Price toy mat. And you're not happy here. Okay, this is how the rest of the video apparently is going to need to go. Giorgia wanted to lay in the koala carrier. So here I'm going to have to film like this. I think she's tired actually at this point. She's been up since about 8:30 and it's 11:12 now. So what I was saying before was she's been getting more observant and interested in toys, and she suddenly started like grabbing onto her crinkly books and flipping the pages. It was so cute. And she had grabbed onto like her rattle the other day. Not that she can like pick it up, but like there was like a piece of fabric sticking out on her rattle, and she kind of grabbed onto it. Anyway, yeah, so we've got some tummy time toys that she really likes. We got for Christmas from her Nana and Grandpapa, which is my parents, a little tummy time llama, and then from her great grandparents, some money to put towards another toy. So I got like this Fisher Price little musical plush keyboard basically that she can use for tummy time. And she loves to chat with us, especially at mealtime. And she's really been babbling since the end of November. So that's just been really fun, and she gets like mad if we don't like include her in the conversation. And then just to touch again, so I mentioned that she's been sleeping through the night. Her naps, like more or less, because she generally wakes up, she'll go through a period where she wakes up at like 6:20 and then 7:20 and then also around 8 something, 8:20. Like now I've had to wake her up at 8:30. And it will change, but when she wakes up on those times, she is kind of more stable. For generally her meal times are at the same time each day. We try to get her in bed somewhere between 8:45 if it's really good to 9:45 ideally, but sometimes it takes longer. She's not tired. Sometimes she's up until 11 because she just won't sleep. Last night she went down from about 9:50 I think to like 10:40, and then she woke up and was like kicking her legs up in the air, and so we had to put her to sleep, back to sleep again. So it's more, we've got more of a schedule going down, but not like perfect still. And then maybe I'm actually able to like sit down now. Anyway, her naps mostly are in the koala carrier. She hasn't been sleeping as much in her lounge chair as before. She's like heavy in here, so I carry her for as long as I can here, but then like I get a sore back, I take her out. And like yesterday I tried to take her out in the middle of her nap and she woke up and cried when I put her in her crib. We're working on transitioning her to her crib. She's almost out of her bassinet. She's looking pretty big in it, and then I read that when she rolls over, she really has to like get out of there. But her crib is all ready. We've got the sheets and everything, so as soon as she rolls over, then we'll put her in there. But I thought that by 3 months, like I would want her out of our bedroom, but like I like having her in there. I don't know, because I can check on her if I'm, wake up and I want to like check she's breathing. Like I just can kind of see, like bend like over, and she sleeps right next to me, so I can check. But she sleeps well, honestly. She's a good sleeper, and I know that the 4-month sleep regression is really soon, so I'm sure that she will not be a good sleeper again soon. But yeah, I've been sleeping through the night since like the second week of November, so that's really good. And that's pretty much Giorgia. Hi guys, it's the day after I filmed that last video, and I realized I forgot to mention actually that Giorgia has been sleeping in her bassinet for a good month, I would say now. I've not had to pull her into even our bed. It basically had started one night when Ivano had the coronavirus, and I was kind of feeling a bit funny myself. It ended up being nothing, but I didn't want to pull her into bed just in case I was sick, because then I was like, I would be breathing on her. And so that night she had kind of cried a little bit because she wanted to come into bed, and I kind of patted her. I was like, it's okay. And then she kind of calmed down for a minute, and then she cried for like 2 more minutes. And I was like just kind of calming her down in her bassinet, and then she stopped crying and fell asleep. And since then, that was it. Like she basically sleeps in her bassinet. She had a couple times where I had to pull her in if she was like, having a really hard time falling asleep, well, that would typically be it actually, if she had like a really hard time falling asleep. But honestly, the last like month, she's always slept in her bassinet, so that's awesome. And it was like a huge thing that I realized that I totally forgot to add. So anyway, on to me. I am feeling really good. The only thing is I am really having trouble finding time to exercise because she's always in the koala carrier. So I love yoga, but it's very difficult for me to do yoga because, like, how am I supposed to be doing stretches like this? So the only way that I'm really able to get exercise is walking. But then recently we've had really crap weather. It's been raining, and then before that we actually had snow a week ago. A lot of snow, like 35 centimeters, which was gorgeous. But you know, it was a lot of snow, very steep, slippery, right? I didn't want to take her out in that. And my husband and I had gone out for a snow walk. We left her with her nonna, her grandma in Italian, and we've gone out for a walk. Like, I think we went out on Sunday. But then also, so I'm in northern Italy where I live, and you know, through the Christmas holidays, they put us under like different days of like lockdown again, and like today is the day before Epiphany. It's January the 5th, and so a red zone again. So if I want to take her out for a walk, I have to like write an auto certification and declare that I'm going for a walk, because you're only allowed to leave your house for health or exercise or work. And then they are letting you go meet up to family members, or like leave into family members to go visit someone. But so it's just been, I think the hardest part for me about being postpartum is not really so much like mentally, like I feel really good. My anxiety that I was talking about in the last update, it went away. And honestly, I think it was because I was watching way too much news about the virus, because I do that to myself. And so like mentally I feel great. Physically I'm having a lot of trouble losing my baby weight. Like, it's basically like stable, like if not went up a bit because Christmas. But that's been a challenge. But just that I can't take her out. Like, the only days I'm actually able to take her out are when she goes and has her pediatrician appointment, and because she's already out with me, and I'm like, let's go do some errands. But then my husband kind of gets kind of annoyed because he's like, it's so dangerous right now, like, you know, for her, because also our town that we're in, it's still got like over 300 cases. It's not really that big of a town. I mean, it's not like a tiny town, but like, I mean, it's like that's a lot of cases. And in December, like, we were up to like 500 cases. And so it's just dangerous to take her out, so she really can never see anywhere beyond like our town, where we go for a walk in our neighborhood, because you're not allowed to go for a walk in the city center either, which our town had put that out, and I think a few towns around us, because obviously the government can say one thing, but then your own governor and your own mayor can add their own restrictions. And it's just annoying for her too, I think, because she can only ever see like the inside of our house and like our neighborhood. And so she gets bored as well, and I am just kind of, you know, a bit disappointed, honestly, that I don't get to have that like mother experience where I go out with my other mom friends that are on mat leave, and we can go to like the market and in shops and stuff with like my new baby, and I can't do that because of the virus. So that's kind of one thing that does make me a bit disappointed. And it's just been so difficult to meet with friends too, because, okay, I was first recovering from, you know, my C-section, and then like shortly after, like within, I don't even think it was like 2 weeks later, like barely, my husband got COVID, and then we were in quarantine like pretty much the whole month of November. And then like there was that little bit in December where we could go out, but then like, you know, they did like lockdown again, and that's kind of been the story there. Last note that I will make here is, whoa, did the postpartum hair loss ever begin in the last like 2 weeks? Oh my god, it took longer than I thought it would to start. I think it was, I guess, around 3 months postpartum. Holy cow! Like, I've started to develop a bit of a thinning here for sure. Yeah, I have basically clogged all of our drains. My husband has to go into the shower and unclog it. And when I brush my hair, when I wash my hair, it's just like covered. The sink is covered with my hair, and I have to like wipe it up. And like even then, I was like saying to my husband, I'm like, I do actually like clean up from the shower or brushing my hair, like always, like the sink, like I always clean it up. But obviously there's like hairs that escape it because like they go down the drain. Anyway, that is everything for Georgia and I. So I am curious to see how this video turns out now with the ring light. I've obviously got to figure out like what the heck to do with like reflection here. I've been trying to adjust my head. Wow, I hope that I'm like not reflecting like a crazy here. Or otherwise I'm just gonna have to wear like contacts when I film. Anyway, but it's great for the winter light. And yeah, alright, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!